Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra has been suspended. Her political fate now in the hands of the judiciary, following the suspension order from the Constitutional Court. The court will now look into a dismissal case against Ms Paetongtarn. The Prime Minister will be suspended for the duration of the case. The petition was filed by 36 senators, accusing the Prime Minister of dishonesty and breaching ethical standards. The case was filed after a phone call she made with former Cambodian leader Hun Sen, and that was leaked last month. The two leaders were talking about a long-standing border dispute in which she appeared to be critical of her own military. Ms Paetongtarn said she accepts the ruling and issued an apology to the people. She added that she never had, quote, bad intentions. The scandal triggered domestic outrage and left the Thai leader with a razor-thin majority after a key party abandoned the coalition alliance.
ก็ดิฉันเองก็จะทำให้เต็มที่นะคะในการที่จะบอกความตั้งใจที่แท้จริงนะคะว่าเรื่องของคลิปเสียงที่หลุดออกมาว่าความตั้งใจเจตนาจริงๆเกิน 100% เนี่ยว่าดิฉันตั้งใจทำเพื่อประเทศชาติเพื่อรักษาไว้ซึ่งอธิปไตยของเราเพื่อรักษาไว้ซึ่งชีวิตของกองทัพของทหารทุกๆคนเพื่อสันติภาพนะคะที่จะเกิดขึ้นในประเทศของเรา
Before the court decision, the Thai leader reshuffled her cabinet, adding the position of culture minister to her own portfolio. Ms Paetongtarn has denied any speculation that this new role is linked to the petition seeking her removal from office. And for more, we're joined by our Thai correspondent, Saksith Saiyasombut. He's live from Bangkok. Saksith, just this time yesterday, you were laying out for me all the difficulties Ms Paetongtarn will face in this week ahead. And now we're seeing, essentially, she has fallen on her very first hurdle. How surprised are you?
Not at all. This is just adding insult to injury after weeks of pressure and problems for Paetongtarn Shinawatra. She's certainly very embattled right now, and the suspension by the Constitutional Court is just adding on top of the pile here. So it's not very surprising at all, and it's probably also not very surprising to Ms Paetongtarn herself, because given the cabinet reshuffle that has happened earlier this morning, it also includes her grabbing the portfolio of culture minister. Now, she has said before that this has nothing to do with the court decision today, that it is there to push her soft power, which is one of her passion projects. But nevertheless, it will allow her some sort of backdoor to be still involved with the government in some shape or form whatsoever. And the cabinet reshuffle will still proceed as we speak. On July 3rd, later this week, the new cabinet will take an oath in front of the king. And also that means that the new cabinet will take office. This also means that Culture Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra will take office while she's suspended as a Prime Minister. But let's also listen to actually what she has said after the court has decided to bench her for the meantime. And also I'm going to ask you to listen very carefully.
แน่นอนว่าหลังจากนี้ค่ะช่วงเวลาที่อยู่ปฏิบัติหน้าที่นะคะดิฉันเองก็ยังทำเพื่อประเทศชาติได้ต่อไปค่ะในฐานะคนไทยคนหนึ่งแน่นอนนะคะแล้วก็ยินดีนะคะยังมีแรงกายแรงใจเต็มครบ 100% นะคะพร้อมที่จะทำงานต่อนะคะไม่ว่าอยู่ในตำแหน่งไหนก็ตามอยู่ในฐานะไหนก็ตามก็ยังเป็นคนไทยคนหนึ่งเหมือนเดิมนะคะแล้วก็พร้อมทำเพื่อประเทศชาติเต็มที่ทุกนาทีค่ะ
And right there, when she said, no matter what position, I think that is a pretty strong hint that she is going to be involved as culture minister. Whether or not she still has a grand influence, of course, that remains to be seen. Now, in the meantime, Surya Chungrungrukit, who is one of the 5 deputy prime ministers and also the current transport minister, is going to take over as caretaker prime minister until the duration of this case, meaning basically he's going to take on until there's a final verdict whether or not Ms Paetongtarn can stay on as prime minister. She has 15 days to submit a defense, basically trying to argue her case why she hasn't violated any ethics guidelines there in her lead phone call with Hun Sen. So this is basically now a fight for her political survival that we are seeing here right now.
All right, Saksith, I listened to that short soundbite as you recommended we do. And as you said, I still have 100 full strength as a Thai, whatever the position I might actually hold in the cabinet. Or this suggests she is not backing down, she is not giving up. You've already hinted at what we might look at in Thailand in the next few weeks, next few months. Could you spell that out in more detail?
Now, this is an incredibly stress test for Thai democracy yet again. Once again, the powers and the decisions is not in the hands of the voters or in the legislature, it's in the hands of the judiciary. And this is not the first time this has happened. We had countless prime ministers being kicked out of office, countless political parties being dissolved, countless politicians being banned for a good decade from exercising their jobs. And why is that? Well, basically, at this point, we can say that this is some sort of political dysfunction that we are seeing right now here. Of course, this has been exacerbated since the last elections when the Progressive Reformist Move Forward Party won the most seats, but was prevented from forming a government by the Paetongtarn government, by the Paetongtarn government of Paetongtarn Shinawatra, who has become prime minister and who's been suspended now, and also by her father, the influential ex-prime minister Saksith Saiyasombut, who is also in court continuing his last message stay case. So all in all, we can see that the walls are closing in on the Shinawats and their influence as well. It doesn't bode well for Thai democracy because, let's be honest, the leaked phone call, that was just the last straw for many people, basically exacerbating a growing dissatisfaction with the political situation here right now in Thailand that has failed to address the economic needs of the Thai people in the past few years. So, of course, it's also not very surprising that we saw street protests over the weekend. By the way, the protesters have said that they are already announced their next protest for August. This is possibly the earliest time when we can expect a verdict in the Paetongtarn case here as well. And of course, this fuels fears of a military coup. Even the most casual viewer of Thailand knows how coup-prone Thailand is. But at this point, we can see that we're still pretty far away from that. But the problem is we're not turning our backs on it.
Oh, thanks for that. Saksith Saiyasombut there, reporting live from Bangkok, laying out all the points of political upheaval in the past and potential ones in just the next few days ahead.